All right. Ooh, smells good.
Oh, are we taking it now?
Yeah. Should we do the whole thing? Let's just do the whole thing.
Are we not gonna put that on the video? The audio recording?
It's already recording.
Oh,
I've been recording this whole time.
oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Bottoms up. I didn't realize you have to, like, yeah. Okay, you're better at this than I am.
Oh God.
Hmm.
Whew.
Yummy. Oh my gosh. I know it was at least 2008. I don't necessarily remember when, and I kind of feel bad. I wanna say it's probably, like, at a Mexican restaurant, and, Jordan was doing his best to embarrass me. Uh,
Was
be
this in? Was it in like Austell or something, or like Douglasville, or was this like?
Yeah, it was probably, like, Powder Springs, also I feel like what was that Mexican restaurant we'd
Oh,
always
La
go to?
Paria.
Oh, yeah, it was the original La Paria, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that burned down.
Yeah. I wonder if that still exists.
I don't know. I don't know if they rebuilt it, but I just remember Jordan was like, "She shows hogs, and she can't say Coke right, and and also she can make this weird noise with her throat."
What is the root?
Oh, wait, and
Can you still do it?
he was like, "And she can make, sheep and goat sounds, and they're different. They
Wow.
sound different."
What a what a
That
winner.
was my first impression. You guys were like, "Well, show us all these noises you could make."
Show us the noise. What's the throat noise? I don't remember this.
You really want me to do
Yeah,
it?
do it.
Oh, God. Okay, let me I could, like,
Do it
sing
again. Do it again.
songs.
Do it again. No, sing a
Okay,
song. Do like
okay.
do a.
I want you to, like, pick the song that I'm singing. I'm gonna sing a song, and you tell me what song it is.
All right.
Girl, 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 girl. Girl, 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 girl. Girl, girl, girl. Girl,
You're doing good.
girl, 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 die, 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 die,
Oh,
die,
you're
die,
good.
die, die. Girl, 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 girl,
Britney Spears.
girl. Yes, it took you that long.
Mm.
Girl, girl,
Oh, hit me,
girl, girl,
baby, one more time.
girl, girl.
This is insane. It kind of sounds like you're saying "girl."
I am saying
Oh,
girl.
you are okay.
I'm, like, clenching my teeth, and it's coming from the back.
It sounds like a cartoon
I
character.
learned it in 5th grade,
Um.
and I've passed it down to Emery now, who
Oh.
can do it.
Wow, what a legacy.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. I remember like going to La Paria with you, but I don't remember meeting you there. I remember for me, I remember the first time I heard about you was we had moved Jordan down to college, and I
Yeah.
think y'all from what I remember, okay, y'all met like that first night, right? Of like college, like freshman like move in or something.
Yeah, like that first hour, if.
Yeah, because I remember we helped him move in, and he had like a weird roommate who was like
Yep, Tyler.
he was already like weirded out by this person. Whatever. And then but our Tyler helped us like move down. So it was like me, our Tyler, not his roommate Tyler, and like um
Greasy Tyler is what we'll call him.
there you go. And I remember we helped him move in, and then like he obviously we didn't want him to like miss out on like the freshman stuff, so he went to that, and like we probably went and had like dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the next day we were supposed to do.
Y'all went to Mexican.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. And then,
Yeah.
like, the next morning we did, like, breakfast, and he came to breakfast, but I think he was late to
He didn't
breakfast.
come to dinner, he was supposed to come to dinner.
Okay, that's what it was. He was, like,
Yeah.
wanting to, like, do all the stuff, which was, like, fine. We were, like, supportive of that because it was, like, you need to do the experience. And then the next morning we did, like, a breakfast thing, which he came to, and he was late. And I think he even told us then already, like, we were like, "Oh, like, how was, like, the stuff?"
I
You
met the
know?
love of my life.
And he was, like, talking about how he, like, met a couple people, he met this, like, girl or whatever, and we were like, "What?" And then but it, like, kind of seemed like one of those, like, just, like, fleeting kind of a things,
Yeah.
and no, it wasn't fleeting. It was
Here I
the
am.
love of his life. So y'all have literally known each other since, like, the day you moved into college.
I know, we were, in the cafeteria, and me and my cousin Caitlin, we were walking into the cafeteria. He was kinda, like, walking out. Don't know if he was really walking out, but we both saw him, and I just remember having, like, this moment where I felt this, like, instant connection. I didn't know who he was, but I knew I wanted to know more about him, and so did my cousin, and so we
Does she wanna know about him, like, 'cause she also thought he was, like, hot?
yeah, she thought he was you know, he had, like, the Justin Bieber swoop, like, the emo look to him, and so we were both, like, seeing who could get to him first. And, so we followed him, we stalked him out into the yard or, like, the main area, and, we just kinda stared at each other for, like, 5, 10 minutes, and then I was able to convince Caitlin to go and talk to him, and then, he was like, "Yeah, I'll come hang out with you. What are you gonna do?" We're like, "We're gonna go to Walmart because what else do you do as a broke college kid in the South?" So we took him to Walmart, and, he ended up hanging out with me a little more because she also had a boyfriend that was with us, so, naturally, he just hung out with me, and, for, like, the next 3 days, it was essentially just a competition between me and her, like, who was he gonna pick? But I already knew.
How far is Valdosta from, Moultrie?
Like 45 minutes.
Okay, so you're, like, pretty familiar with Valdosta
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
Yeah. I think that was probably a little bit like, us growing up, we were very, like, comfortable in our, like, hometown, like, where we were and everything, and I feel like there's probably I mean, I'm sure Jordan was definitely, like, interested in you right away, and
yeah.
I think there's also probably some comfort there, like, you knew how to get to Walmart and,
I
like,
knew
that
how
kinda
to get to the
stuff,
Walmart,
He didn't know
yeah.
any of that stuff.
Yeah, and, he told me I won him over when he got into my 1993 Ford Tempo. I don't know if you know what that is, because I know I didn't know what that was when that was my car. And, Under Oath came on, and he did not expect that from this preppy looking girl
Oh, funny.
to have, like, this screamo and with a 12-inch subwoofer and tweeters in her car, and he was like, "From that moment on, I knew you were the one."
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah. You're basically the female version of him, so
Yeah, Under Oath, like, sealed the deal for us, yeah.
Do you remember, like, what song was playing?
I do, but I'd have to look it up. It's one
Oh,
of
yeah.
the it's a longer title, and, yeah, I can't tell you.
Was he driving did he have the Blazer at the time?
He did have the blazer, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was so cool with the blazer too. I was like, "Oh, man, he's rich, he's from Atlanta, he drives a blazer. He's got Justin Bieber hair."
Yeah, what was, like tell me more about your, like, first impression of him, like, especially coming from, like, Atlanta and stuff.
Oh, I always told my mom I was gonna leave Moultrie. I was not meant for that small town, and I've always felt that way, and then I met him, and I found out he was from Atlanta, and then I don't know if I was more attracted to that or his chin strap. I honestly I can't tell you, but, um, no, that chin strap really, like, set me back a little bit. I was like, I think I can look past it a little bit." But, he rocked it for, like, the first year or so, until his beard could actually grow in. So, but but, no, I wanted to move up to Atlanta, and so when he said that, I was like, "He's big city." Then I saw his car, and I'm like, "Oh my god, he's gonna think I'm podunk with my little, you know, Ford Tempo." I don't even know what you call it. I think it's a tank. I ran into a tree several times. The tree was left with marks, car marks, but the car had no tree marks on it. Like, it just would never die. I thought he was gonna be, like, grossed out by me for whatever stupid teenage reason, but, um, I remember just, between the chin strap, between the hair, his blue eyes, like, and then his, y'all's accent was different. The weatherman I always said it was a weatherman accent, but because it was not like it sounded like we were almost from 2 different states, but we were from the same state. He just sounded so articulate. I love that.
I do always tell people because people are always surprised that I don't have a Southern accent, and, like, I
Yeah.
say things that are, like I say I have, like, Southern, like, things that I say, but I think out of everyone in our family, I probably have even, like, the cleanest, like,
Mhm.
just normal American accent, um, but I think Atlanta with being, like, a melting pot that it is, isn't that way, but I'm always surprised when I go back, like, our mom, like, I'm surprised at how Southern she sounds when I never thought that was the case, but now, especially living now in North Dakota, I feel like I feel like I've picked up when I lived in LA, I didn't really like California's kind of melting pot, so I didn't really
Yeah.
pick up an accent there. I think maybe it made it even more, like, just standard, and then coming to North Dakota, I feel like I, like, definitely picked up an accent here a little bit,
Mhm.
but
Oh, for sure.
whenever I talk to people from back home, I'm just not around that anymore, and I'm always like, "Wow, I didn't realize even how actually Southern some of
Mhm.
our family in Atlanta is,"
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
which is totally different than, like,
Where I came
even,
from,
like,
y'all
South
couldn't
Georgia.
even understand me.
No, whenever I remember whenever we first met, I don't remember actually first meeting you. I don't remember that La
Oh,
Paria trip.
thanks.
Sorry.
Great.
You were just unremarkable.
Obviously, not that important.
I think I don't know, at the time, I think probably it was a mixture of I don't know, like, uh, my my brother's, like, college girlfriend, like, you're not gonna be around for I don't know, it's like
Yeah,
one of
I
those
mean,
things of, like
honestly, if I'm being 100% truthful, I did not think he was gonna be lasting that long either. I thought he was gonna be a fling, and I told him that, like, "I never really dated that long, and you look like a good time, not a long time."
Yeah. Wow. And, like, that's a lot like, I mean, Atlanta to about us, I mean, that's, like, 3.5, 4 hours
Yeah.
away, and so, like, the odds of y'all,
Yeah.
that's almost, like, long when you're not in, like, semester of college, like, that's, like, long distance kind of,
Yeah.
and, like, so the odds of that working out is, one thing, but I do remember, though, the first time you were kind of around, there was, like, we kind of had, like, a little bit of, like, a family joke of, like, "We need, like, a translator because we, like, can't tell what Brittany's saying," like,
Oh,
"Ah ha ha."
when we'd go through a drive-through, the drive-through, I remember they were like, "I'm sorry, what'd you say?" Because I would say I don't say it like this anymore, so I feel like I'm gonna, like, put it on a little bit, but it was like when I would say Coke well, I said it just right there, like,
Yeah.
"Coke, can I get a Coke?" But now I say, "Can I get a Coke?"
Yeah.
I put so
We still do, like but there are definitely differences we've talked before about, like, Jordan and I, like, we overpronounce consonants, which I
yeah,
hear people call me out on with, like, the way I say certain words, like hanger or, like, I don't know, like, words like that,
yeah,
words I think it's supposed quote, unquote, "supposed to be more like hanger." There's, like, more of, like, a like, flows, and I
mhm,
think we always put, like, a heart I assumed that was a Southern thing. I'm now starting to learn I think that was just a us thing or maybe, like, the
mhm,
way maybe I don't I kinda wanna, like, talk to people that I went to, like that I grew up with learning, like, phonics and stuff. Maybe that was, like maybe Miss Moats, my 1st grade teacher, taught me
yeah,
the wrong phonics. I don't know.
there was some words that he would say that would rage bait me for sure, and then vice versa with him. He got so tired when I would say milk because he's like, "There's a K on the end."
Okay, that's the exact I feel the exact same way. I just had an argument with a friend over the word yolk, Yolk, and the word yoke, Yoke,
Yolk,
because I think people, say them both the same. I think they say yolk for both,
yolk?
like egg
Yeah.
yolk. To me, it's Yolk, so it's yolk,
Ugh,
and then
gag.
yoke, Yoke, that's, like, 2 different things, but
Mm.
I don't know.
No, I just feel like you burned extra calories saying that, so
Hey, well, I'm all about fitness these days. Do you, I wonder what some of, like, Southern things you obviously you call, like, all, like, soda, Coke.
Yeah, it's, "So do you want a Coke?" And they'll say, "Yes," and I'm like, "Okay, what kind?"
Yeah,
And
I
it
do the
doesn't matter.
same. Some of my favorite things here that I just, like, have refused to, like, drop and sometimes I feel like because I overthink, I think that maybe people think I'm, like, putting it on, but, like,
Mm-mm.
I always am gonna call it, like, a buggy, at the
Yeah.
store, and, like, things like that. It's just like that it just feels natural to me, and it makes sense to me.
Mhm.
But, like or, like, here I don't say parking deck as much, but they call it a parking ramp, which I'd never heard of before until I moved here.
Yeah.
Um, but, like, I don't know, little things like that. But
Mm.
I don't know, I like some of the
I
Southern
like
sayings. I
our
think it's
Southern
cute.
charm. I
Yeah.
think everybody thinks it's cute. Now, Northeastern New England, oh, can't stand it.
They do say some weird stuff up there too.
Yeah, I'd rather have that sweet Southern charm all day long.
Yeah.
That bless your heart moment.
It's interesting here too, in Fargo, everyone talks about, like, North Dakota nice being a thing, and I
Mhm.
think people, like, assume or even, like, just the
Isn't that
Midwest in
y'all's
general.
slogan, state slogan?
What
Is it
is
on
our
your
state slogan?
license plate or something?
I don't know what our
Or did
slogan
I just
is.
make that up?
I think you made it up.
It
Telling
should
lies.
be like your license plate or state.
When I think about what people mean by it, I think it's the same thing as when we think about Southern hospitality, but there's 2 definitions of Southern hospitality. There's, like, Southern hospitality where, like, you genuinely are polite to people, like, you're gonna hold the door, like, that kinda
Yeah.
stuff. But then there's the Southern hospitality where it's, like, bless your heart, where it's,
Nice
like,
nasty.
I'm being an asshole, but politely.
Yeah.
That also is a thing. Like, North Dakota nice is also that, where it's hard to know sometimes when people are being genuinely nice to you or if they're just being, like, nice because that's the polite thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is fascinating, but Alright, going back to, like, so you came when did you come to visit? When was this La Paria thing? Was that, like, within a
So, like,
month or
no, I we met August of 2008, and then we came up. He invited me up, and I honestly can't remember what the reason was other than just maybe just to visit your family, um, in October of
okay.
2008. And I remember having to convince my mom, like, to let me go to Atlanta because she was so just protective, a little overly protective, in all the best ways, but, I remember having the sweats to, like, ask my mom, like, "Can I go with this boy to Atlanta to visit his family?" And she said yes, and I just remember that whole 4-hour drive, I was, like, excited, but, like, as we got closer and closer to Atlanta, he would tell me, like, you like, my attitude would change, like, I got quiet, I was, like, sweating, he tried to hold my hand, and he was like, "I
Aw,
can't hold" he couldn't hold my hand long because we were both sweating at that point. Because I was just like the closer we got, the shyer, the quieter I got. I was so nervous to meet you and your family. Um, but, I mean, as soon as I walked into the door, I think within, like, 2 minutes, I felt at ease because you guys are just genuinely happy or welcoming.
mhm.
So, I think that went away pretty quickly.
Well,
Um,
that was a tough year for our family. That was, like, when we
yeah,
lost Jocelyn. I think
yeah.
we were all very, like I think we had, like, in a way, had, like had a weird kind of, like, grown together bond kind of a thing that
Uh-huh.
happened that year because of that I think then made everyone, like, a little nervous about Jordan, like, it was, like, Jordan's first time really being, like, gone literally
Yeah,
from, like, the nest, you know? And there was, like, a little bit of a fear of, like, I don't know, what's that gonna be like having, like, is yeah, either he's gonna really, really embrace it because he, like, needs, like, something new,
yeah,
or he's gonna get lost in it all, and so I think it was nice that he found, like, some sort of, like, grounding, like, person there, which is, like, really helpful.
yeah, yeah, and I remember, like, I know I heard about Jocelyn before I came up, and not intimidated in the bad way, but just, like, intimidated to, like, step up to meet those standards or expectations because everything that has been said about her over
Mhm.
the years, like, Jocelyn, like, was an amazing person. And, so I remember going up there and I mean, it was still fresh, it was, like, 6 months, so, obviously, Jocelyn was still a hot topic in the house, and so I got bird's eye view into that, and I just remember thinking, like, how strong everybody was, to be smiling 6 months later or to be able to enjoy life, but, also how sweet you guys were and how comfortable, and then so comfortable that I, flooded your upstairs bathroom, that same weekend, 'cause
How did that happen?
as you guys know, I'm from the South, and so we have simpler things down there, and, I never had a shower where you had 2 shower curtains. Like, I didn't realize, like, one was supposed to stay in the
Like,
shower.
one's, like, the curtain and one's, like, the liner.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
the liner, like, one's the pretty decor one, and so I always just had, like, a liner. It was dual purpose, we didn't have that fancy stuff, and so I was like I just knew that the decor one, that one was fancy, but I don't know why I didn't, like, think to put the liner on the other side, so I left both on the outside and just took my shower as normal and, 15, 20-minute shower, I got out. The whole floor was flooded and it had seeped through the door,
Oh, no.
and, so I'm, like, busy I'm stressing because first impression, like, come up to your house, and, flood the bathroom, and so, I don't remember if I had clothes in there or not, I just remember taking my towel, and I'm, like, trying to dry everything up, and I'm like, "Oh, what do I do now?" And I had to, like, walk out and say, "I flooded your bathroom."
At
Uh,
least it was just shower water, not like you,
True,
like,
it
backed
wasn't
up the
toilet
toilet.
it wasn't toilet water. That was, like, the next visit. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But, yeah, that I just remember walking away telling Jordan, like, how embarrassed I was that I flooded because I didn't know the difference between the 2 shower curtain rule thing, and so that was a bless my heart moment.
I love some of the, like, naive Britney moments during those early days. I remembered how, like, Jordan thought he was so charmed by it, like, how I don't remember the full story, but you being very, like, excited about, like, the revolving door at, like, my mom's, like,
Oh,
office building and
yeah,
stuff just
all the
'cause,
big
like
towers or
yeah,
buildings
like,
in
y'all, like,
downtown.
driving into downtown to, like, go to her work or whatever, and you were just, like, amazed by it all,
It
and
was
it was just
definitely
it's
like
so
a
cute,
Buddy
you know?
the Elf moment,
Yeah.
like, and then I kinda got stuck in one. Had to go around twice because I couldn't get out.
That's so why couldn't you get it just it's too fast?
I don't know, I got too excited, you know? Like, I started tizzing
That's so
tizzing.
funny. Oh,
We got out, though. I
that's
got out.
great.
It
Uh,
didn't take much to impress me, so, like, he didn't have to really spend a whole lot of money. He was just like, "Go put her in front of a wall, and she's
she's like,
gonna
"Wow,
think
look at
it's."
this wall."
Yeah. He's gonna be like, "She's gonna be amazed. Watch her.
Oh, that's funny.
All you gotta do is sit back and watch her."
I think what I really like though about like whenever we like first got started getting to know each other, like became like we became friends, is I think part of it was I think for Jordan and I, like part of our independence growing up, like our mom was really good at encouraging us to like have experiences, like do things,
Mhm.
and being so close, like living in Atlanta, being so close to things happening. Whenever we did like had our own cars and stuff, we kind of embraced that, and I think it was fun having somebody to like show that to. And I noticed that like even in my adult life, I love kind of like being like a tour guide a little bit,
Yeah.
because I think I enjoy experiences and I want the people I like care about to like have those experiences too, which is like, like when we go to LA and stuff, like I very much
Mhm.
was like, we're gonna drive around for aimlessly for hours because I just want to like show you all the things, and
Yeah, you're like,
um,
"And this is where I get my car washed,
yeah,
and this is the guy."
yeah, this is like not interesting at all. But like here, I went to the ATM one time. Like it's
But
just
it's
like,
important to you, and it's
oh,
cute, it's endearing.
and it's like a little bit of like I don't know. I just want like
A day in the
I
life.
want you to like see my life a little bit, which like
Yeah.
that's why I like those weekend recap videos. Those are always fun because it was like a little bit. I mean, some whenever you're like doing that, like a little bit of that was like kind of like over engineering. Like I had to like make sure my weekends had something interesting happening,
Yeah.
but it also kind of made it exciting to like do something. And like I know like even that one weekend recap where where Jordan abandoned us in the woods.
Oh my god.
That weekend recap video, like there wasn't anything really. We didn't like go do anything dynamic,
No.
but it was still like we found ways to entertain ourselves, which everyone does every weekend. But there's something about like getting to like capture that,
Yeah.
and I think
Authentic.
is authentic, and I
Yeah.
think, like, putting it on video and, like, letting other people see it kind of almost makes them feel like, "Oh, my, like, mundane
Yeah.
hangout is just as like, that's an exciting part of life too,"
Yeah.
and, I'm glad I got to, like, experience, like, some of that stuff with you, but I'm also glad that we got to, like I feel like we did a lot of, like, adventures, like, downtown and, like, that kinda stuff too,
Mhm.
which is fun,
Yeah, and all I can think about is that Jordan left us, he abandoned us because what he thought was a spider in the dark. How do you know it was a spider? It's pitch black.
I know. The sounds he makes in that video are hilarious,
Yeah.
and those little things too that I feel like, oh, like, him and I are definitely brothers because I also make, like, cartoon sounds when it comes to things. I get scared easily and, like, yeah. It's always funny too because I feel like people, like, growing up, like, teachers and stuff would be like, "Oh, like, we sound the same," and we had one teacher, at Airway who, it was, like, years apart, but he, like, said something in class one time to her apparently, and she thought that, like, I was back at school, like, she thought, like, for a minute, like, Scotty was in the room, which is, like, funny.
That's funny, I don't think y'all sound the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like even whenever I would, like if he, like, left me a voicemail or something, there were, like, moments where obviously I knew it wasn't me, but there was a
Yeah.
second where I'd be like,
Maybe.
"Is that
Yeah.
me?" But
I think I'm too close to you guys. Well, I don't know, teachers, but
yeah. The weird thing I think is I don't feel like I know that we, like, obviously look similar because 'cause we're brothers.
Mhm.
I don't feel like we look that much alike.
Mhm.
But people, like, at his funeral, there were people who, like, had never met me, didn't know me, who would like, there was I don't remember who she was, I think she was somebody with the city of Dunwoody, where she asked, like, were you twins?"
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "No, just brothers." And
Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't think we ever looked that identical.
Well, I mean, you've seen our kids when you FaceTime, they're like, "Daddy?"
True. That's true, yeah.
Or how when Harper was born and people like you, me, and Jordan would be walking with Harper in the cars, the stroller thing, and people would look at me and you and go, "Congratulations." And we got to the point where just like, we're not even gonna correct him at this point, and Jordan went along with it so well, he just like, "Yeah."
Well, and my internalized homophobia wore that as, like, a badge of honor too, because like, "Wow, they thought I was straight."
He bagged her,
Yeah, I thought I
yeah.
was straight and, like, I married a hot woman,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
great.
Oh, you think I'm hot?
Well, I mean, don't tell Jordan.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about so you met in 2008, and then you got married in 2013, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's talk about that a little bit. what are your memories of, like, wedding day?
Rained. I was so
Oh my god, I
pissed.
forgot it
It
rained.
stormed.
I
S
forgot. I remember this now because I was selfishly, I'm gonna make this about me. I
Mhm.
was, I
Go
remember
ahead.
being upset because we had to walk for the guys to take our photos, we had to walk, like, a block or 2 away from the hotel, and, I have, like, curlier hair that
Yeah.
when it gets wet, it gets even, like, crazier, and I just remember being, like, panicked about that of, like, my ha like, I just literally can't control my hair anymore, and so I was
Mhm.
like, "I'm just gonna look like whatever I look like in these
Yeah.
photos now," and now I've embraced the curls, but at the
I
time,
love your curls.
I didn't like the curls back then.
Yeah.
But overall, like, were there any, like, parts of that day besides the rain and stuff? Well, let's go let's do, like, the 5 cents that day, if you can remember. What was your favorite, like, do you remember was there, like, a smell that day, like, that you, like, remember, like, the flowers or something?
Hmm. I don't remember the flowers. I think because it just rained from the very moment we woke up to essentially the moment that the sun went down. I know that it stopped during the evening. It was dark because we were finally able to go outside and take photos, and it didn't turn out that well. But probably I would say the smell would be rain.
Yeah. Were you, like, upset about the rain, or did you just
Oh,
kind
I
of, like,
oh, yeah,
embrace
I
it?
was so upset, and everybody was, like, trying to do that thing where they're like, "Rain means it's good luck."
No.
Yeah,
People
and
just saying the things, yeah.
yeah, because now if you look back at my photos, it's like we had to work around a lot of things, and there's, like, this random trash can, this random
Oh,
table
yeah.
in the background that kinda irks me a little bit, but at the same time,
That's one of those things, though, that, like, only you notice that.
yeah,
Nobody else
maybe.
notices that, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, so what was your do you remember, like, was there, like, a food or anything? Or, like, what was the let's talk about taste. Like, what was your cake flavor of your cake? I don't remember your
Oh.
cake at all.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry.
Well, actually, you wouldn't remember my cake because, being fresh out of college, we were trying to save money, and me and Jordan granted, the parents did help us, but me and Jordan worked really hard. I think as college students working roughly 5 jobs between the 2 of us, we paid for, like, 2/3 of our wedding,
Oh,
and at that time, it was, like I think I remember it being, like, $16,000 in 2013, uh, which is nothing nowadays, but, for you coming straight out of college, out of a recession, 2008 recession, I'm proud of that, but, the cake was fake. Only the top
oh.
piece was real, and so the bottom piece was just foam, and it was the real fondant frosting, whatever that was, on the whole cake, but the top piece was real so that we could cut and have that photo.
Oh, now I
And
vaguely remember that,
and
okay.
so that's why you don't remember what the flavor was, but we did save the cake to do, like, the 1-year
Yeah.
post-anniversary thing, which that was
Was
disgusting.
it gross?
We threw it away.
Do you remember
But
the flavor? What was the flavor of that? Do
it
you
was
remember?
probably like vanilla,
Yeah.
honestly, 'cause it wasn't intended to actually eat, so, but we did, the cupcakes because they were gonna charge you $400 just a slice of cake, so I was like, "Bump that, we're gonna do cupcakes," so I did an assortment of cupcakes and, all different flavors, and it was so pretty, and everybody loved the cupcakes.
Oh, that's wild. I feel like I have such a weirdly, like, specific memory, and I don't remember that at all.
Oh.
What an unremarkable day. Just kidding.
Yeah. Uh, I okay, yeah, so that would be my taste, though, I think you asked about my taste. My taste, what I vividly remember because, you don't really eat that much. Right before I walked down the aisle, I looked over at the coordinator and I said, "I need a shot of tequila." And so she went and got a whole new bottle of Patron, popped that sucker. Did not realize in the moment that she was charging me for that entire bottle, and I only got a shot of it, and I didn't even get to take it home.
That bitch.
Yeah. What a bitch. Taking
Um,
advantage of a 23-year-old.
right? Well, I mean, obviously, I feel like any venue does that. They're gonna take advantage when they can. Alright, let's run through the other ones really quickly. Sound, what was your song? Well, I vividly remember your after you like the "I Do," I remember y'all left the altar to Lumineers.
Lumineers, and
Hey
they did
Oh, Hey,
not.
right. Wait, what's it called? Oh, what's the song?
Hey ho.
Hey Ho. I almost said
Is it
Hey Ya. Is it Hey Ho Ho
hey?
Hey? Hey
I don't know.
Wait, I'm gonna look. What is the song?
But they did not start it at the right time, so it's just like, "Ho,"
Oh,
as
okay,
we
I
walked out the aisle.
vaguely remember that. I haven't thought about the song in a year. Remember, they were so Ho Hey is what it's called.
Ho ho okay, we weren't wrong.
That was such an interesting era, that, like, Mumford& and Sons, like, that,
Yeah,
like, stomp clap kind of, like, music.
yeah.
Oh, I remember Sweet Mumford.
Am
Oh,
and, the sweet thing
is
is
she still alive?
No, she died last October.
Oh, how old was she?
12? She
You
died on a
know,
farm.
she was so sweet, but there was something kinda Grandma Judy about her. Do you know what I mean? So,
So,
rest in peace to both of them, to Mumford and Judy.
let's pour one out.
Yeah,
Do we need to take
to
another
Judy
shot?
and Mumford.
Is this where you take another shot?
Yeah, let me grab the other shots.
Yeah.
Um,
Cheers.
so, we're gonna do another shot.
Okay, do you want me to click?
Cheers. Cheers. Okay, ooh.
Oh, God.
Why does this feel like so much
Why does yours
alcohol?
what? Oh, yeah, it's definitely, like, 3
These are
shots.
double shots, right?
No, yours is, like, 3. But you're really good at, like, slinging it back and opening up your throat, like, I'm like,
Okay, you can't say that to a gay
"Well,
person.
you can hear it go, "Gulk, gulk, 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 gulk." See? You hear it?
I'm gonna sip on the rest of
Hold on, wait, I'm gonna do it. Can you hear mine?
it. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. I was gonna try to do your throat sound.
No, because it's straight bottle.
Oh. Wow,
Did you
homophobic. Okay, let's so we did taste, we did sound. Oh wait, no. So
sight.
Ho Hey was your what you left at altitude, and then your first dance
First dance,
was
Jordan picked it out. I think it says
Damien
here.
Rice.
Damien Rice, Blower's daughter.
Yeah, what a beautiful song.
He picked that out.
So good.
Let's give a round of applause.
Yeah,
Good.
such a and like that. Well, that was such like a big song around then, anyways. I will say, again, like I'm the one who introduced him to Damien Rice,
Okay, so
so
it's
you're
all about
welcome.
Scottie.
But yeah, that was such a like fun, interesting pick. I think. Did you ever see the movie Closer? I feel like we probably watched this before with like Natalie Portman, Julia Roberts.
Probably.
That song's like a big part of that movie, and I remember Jordan liked that movie.
Ironically, I can't really listen to it right now. I have
I'm
to hit
sure, yeah,
skip.
I'm sure. All right, Sight. What was it? Let's talk about like what
Oh
was
my God.
when
Sight.
you saw when you came to walk in,
I cried.
and what made you cry? Was it all the people? Was it like just
I
seeing
think it was just like
Jordan?
the overwhelming sense of,
Just like
oh
what
my
it was.
God, I'm getting married to my best friend. And I think every girl wants to be that beautiful looking bride walking down the aisle who just looks effortless. And my dad even joked at me right before we walked down. He's like, don't cry. And I did that nasty, ugly Kim Kardashian cry. There was nothing pretty about those pictures. And so I will never use any of those pictures. But again, going back to authenticity, I was just so in love and happy. I knew what I was doing was the right thing. I've always known that he was my person,
Mhm.
and, I I mean,
What was it? Like, what made you? What made him your person?
he was safe from the very beginning. I mean, even though, like, I told him, like, I wasn't expecting us to, like, actually be a thing, he was day 1 knew. When I say that I saw him in the cafeteria, I've told so many people this because I think we've all kinda heard, like, you know, or I feel like there's this saying, like, you feel a connection or, like, something. Physically felt what I would call, like, that thump or that spark, like, a connection, like, something in me just went in that moment, and I knew I don't know who he is, I don't know what he's going to be, but I need to know who he is, and I felt that, and I've always said that since 2008, and I remember telling, like, Ansley, you know, when she had met Cameron and whatnot, and she was like, "He hasn't kissed me," and I, you know, just tried to reassure her and whatnot, but there was not that much of a doubt. Because I say not much because I keep saying, like, "Didn't think he was gonna last that long," but little did I know.
Yeah.
He was exactly what I needed, and he filled a lot of voids
Mhm.
for a long time.
And now 12 years later, 4 kids. Like,
Oh god, yeah.
yeah.
4 kids. Yeah.
What what does today feel like?
Quiet. A little sadder. Um, that person's not here. Um, he was always that person that was like he was the rock. I hate using cliche words, but he was I think because he was just so kind and so calm, and I'm chaotic. Um, a little bit of that is gone. It's quieter. It's louder in my head, but it's quieter at home.
What do you, when you say, like, it's loud in your head, what do you, like, kind of cling to, like, level yourself or, like, I don't know, how do you, like, what I mean, this is you've gone through something that, like, a lot of people just, like, will never like, what is it
I
like?
still don't understand that I went through it.
Yeah.
I don't what do I cling to? The fact that my kids can't lose another parent,
Mhm.
and, I know that it's normal and it's expected for me to have bad days or to cry or to feel, but at the same time, my kids, just like I did, they've lost so much. They've lost such a good person, and I know that they know that they've lost a really good dad. Um, they have been so blessed with a good father. I mean, honestly, I told my dad the day that it all happened, I was like, "I wish that this was the dad that I grew up with." Um, so I know that they've lost a big part of them, so they can't to me, they can't afford their mom, to have too many bad days or at least in front of them, so I have to cling on to the fact that Jordan would want me to, b essentially be him, like, step into him and be the calm, which is hard for me because I can spiral too, but I think, like I've shared with you in the past, like, since that day, it's like the veil has been lifted and I see exactly what matters and what doesn't matter in life, and, I do feel calmer, like, my it is calmer in the house, my kids can come to me, my kids can talk to me, and we just kinda, like we feel. Um, Emery everybody keeps asking, like, how the kids are doing, and the kids are doing great for what it's worth, but, Emery, she's had her days, and so one recently, she came in at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was so annoyed 'cause I'm like, "It's freaking 1 o'clock in the morning," but she's upset because she lost her dad, and I'm like, "I can't be mad at her for that. It's not her fault. I'm right there with you, girl." So all I could do is just, like, let her into my bed and just hold her and just we just cried, and I didn't know what to say, just like everybody else doesn't know what to say to me. I'm like, "I don't know what to say to a 10-year-old." So I just let her be, and I just let her feel, and, um she's like, "Can we just pray?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we just pray, and she gets out of the bed, and she's like, "You know what? I feel better." And I'm like, "Alright, good." I don't know if I did anything or, but, my kids, someone's gotta be there for 'em.
Do they ask, like, about, like, stories of him and stuff, or do they, like
We
what
talk about him every day, like, that was one thing God. 2 things happened that day. 2 hard things happened that day. I lost, without any notice, I lost my best friend. Um, and then I had to do one of the most hardest things I think I've ever done, and look at them in front of a crowd of people in my kitchen and living room. I had to look them in the eye and tell them that their dad, again, without notice, is gone. And I feared that more than I think looking back, like, I feared that and I hated that more than the actual loss of him. Um, and I'm sorry, I forgot where I was going with that.
No, those
It's so hard.
what are some of their favorite, like, things to
Oh,
talk about of
God.
him?
They, they just wanna know how they resemble their dad. Oops, sorry. How they resemble their dad. They wanna know how they resemble him. Um, and, Emery, again, I talk about Emery the most because she's the oldest and she's just so emotionally intelligent. I'm like, you're smart like your daddy. I mean, I got pulled out because I was a little slow. She gets pulled out because she's a genius. So I contribute that to Jordan and Primrose. M but also her handwriting looks like him. You know how I think you write kinda like him too, like,
Mhm.
small,
That was
and
another thing because we had a lot of shared teachers. We had teachers that would say that our handwriting looked the exact same.
I remember sitting there one night watching her write, and I just started smiling because it looked like Jordan right there in that moment, and so I had to tell her. And so they light up when they can feel like their dad, when they can feel like they've got a piece of him, and, like, Harper, she's got his goofiness, like, just
Mhm.
charismatic self, and, um, Ivy and Quinn, they're still coming into their personalities, but, Quinn, a spitting image
It
of
looks
George.
just like him.
It's bittersweet. I mean, I think you may have seen that post I just recently posted
Yeah.
about him, and, I remember being just so so upset that, God, here we are again, pregnant again with a 4th, and Ivy's only, like, 4.5 months old. I cried. But hindsight, I'm so thankful that I have Quinn. He will be a bittersweet reminder for the rest of my life, but I am so thankful to have him to look at and to be reminded that Jordan still walks
Mhm.
on this side. Um, and he's so sweet, like, when we're sitting on the couch, I have a lot of pictures, but, like, just even 48 hours ago, sitting on the couch, he wants me to sit in a specific spot, and then he sits right next to me, and so just like a dude, he props his hand up on my hip, and he's, like, patting my leg, like, just a little man, and I'm like it just feels like Jordan,
Yeah.
Jordan would be there, patting my butt or whatnot, and loving on me, and here little Quinn is doing that. Ivy, I think I haven't figured out exactly what about Ivy reminds me of Jordan.
You know what I think reminds me about Jordan of Ivy is all the things that you, like, love about Jordan, know about Jordan, it kind of took a while in life for I think people in general, and I think for Jordan to really embrace, like, who he is because he was the baby of our family, and we have years between each of the siblings,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of a sense of, like I mean, I just literally would not shut up as a kid. Even now, I have a hard time
That was
shutting up,
me. Yeah.
and, like, I don't know, Chris had such a, like, an interesting person. I think Jordan kind of, like, just, like, fell into the fold. He was kinda
Yeah.
quieter when he was younger because, like
There's nothing quiet about Ivy.
but I think that, like, she, I think, is, like, trying to figure out where she fits and who she is, and I think
Mm.
that's where, like,
Mhm.
Jordan always found himself, is I
Yeah.
think the reason he was quiet when he was younger was there was no
She could go both
opportunity,
ways.
and I think for Ivy, it's, like, kinda that thing too of just, like, trying
I
everything out to
think
figure out where she fits.
I think you're spot on because, like, being the youngest girl, she's gonna easily be able to fold right into Emery and Harper, right?
Yeah.
But then what's cute about her and Quinn, is that that's her baby brother, and then vice versa. Quinn will call her Sissy, but I Emery and Harper, he calls them by their name, like, "That's Sissy." And so she is gonna be I think you're spot on. She is gonna be that blend. She's gonna be able to go between the 2 sets of siblings and bridge them.
Now that you say that, I mean, like, it was not close in years in the same way, but I think when Ansley was born, we were young. I was 12 when Ansley was born, I think, and we kinda grew up with Ansley, especially because of, like, the dynamics of what was happening in the family, like, they lived with us for a little bit and everything too. Ansley was almost kinda like a little sibling for, like, those like, for a number of years,
Yeah.
even though, like, the years, like, between us were different. I almost kinda feel like maybe Jordan having someone under him, like, looking at him that
Yeah.
way, gave an opportunity for him to, like, find some identity,
Yeah.
and so maybe that's kind of a thing with Ivy too.
Yeah. Because it's like I even tell Ansley today, it's so weird. I don't look at her as, like, our niece.
Mhm.
Like, to me, she's like a sister.
Yeah. I mean, your kids are the first ones who ever called me, like, Uncle Scotty or anything,
Yeah,
you
and,
know?
to me, that's, like, such a s like, when I grew up, actually, speaking of, it was so weird when I came up to visit you guys, and Ansley and Blake would just call you guys by your first names. I'm like,
Yeah.
"The disrespect.
But
That's
we
your
were like
uncle.
I mean, like, Jordan was
Put some respect on his name."
right? But Jordan was like 6 or 7 whenever Ansley was
Right.
born, so it's just like, why would she call him Uncle
Mm.
Um, but yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's interesting, like, looking back at that, like, era of our lives because I think it just felt so normal for us, but, yeah, I feel like in a weird way I mean, I love obviously Ansley and Blake. They're
Do
like
we
yeah.
really? Do we really? Sorry.
They're my yeah, obviously they're my niece and nephew, but, there is a sense that I actually feel like an uncle with your kids because I
Yeah.
do feel like that's, like, how that relationship is. Ansley and Blake are kind of just extensions of siblings at this point, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
They did live with you guys for
yeah.
a good little bit.
And again, we were, like, kids and stuff,
But,
but
yeah, I'm all about, like, "No, that's uncle or aunt so and so." I want that because I loved that.
yeah.
I want them to recognize that.
What do you think, like, thinking of, like, the kids growing up and everything, what do you hope not talking about them individually, their personalities, but just in general, what do you hope that they take with them in their lives? Like, what do you hope that they like? What legacy do you hope Jordan has left in them?
Grace.
Hmm.
Oh, God. Yeah. Patience. Those were, like, some of his biggest attributes. He was so forgiving, maybe a little almost to his detriment a little bit, but, um, I think having such a, I guess, fiery or bigger personality than him, louder personality than him, um, and I'm so emotional in the way that I react versus him just being very steady, um, and then, of course, I've known him for 17 years. I mean, we've seasoned with each other, and, there have been plenty of times throughout those 17 years that he has shown me so much grace and forgiveness to where I think, like, it's not I told him, like, I don't know if I'd returned the same grace or forgiveness, but I'm thankful that he did, um, and I think that's what made me love him more. And so many people, so many of my girlfriends over the years would be like, "I wanna find a Jordan." Or even my own family, my aunt was like, "I wish that that was my dad." I love watching when y'all come to my house, I love watching him, how he interacts with your children, and how he's just so loving. I wish that that was my reality as a child growing up. So I know what I had was a big deal, and I know that it was not the typical norm of what a father or a husband is. Um, so I was blessed, with that, and I know my kids will come to realize that too. Uh, but I think and I see that already with the bigs, with Emery and Harper. I see, especially in Emery, because again, she's so emotionally intelligent for her age. Just very forgiving and very gracious and loving, and I think that's just her daddy. And I'm, again, kinda going back to Quinn because he's the boy, right? I just hope that even though Quinn didn't get that much time with him, I hope that that emulates just naturally, genetically, DNA, whatever you wanna call that. I hope that emulates through him the most because as a wife, a mom, a daughter, who doesn't want that from a man, from a husband, from a friend? I think as a female, we're naturally more nurturing and forgiving, but as a male, I think that's kinda rare, and I think that's why a lot of people were drawn to him. They felt safe with him, and I hate that he didn't feel that he was safe in return, but yeah, I'm proud. I through it all, I know what I have, and I'm proud. I'm proud of my children. I'm proud of what family dynamic we built together. I'm so proud because so many people would tell us, like, how great our family is. They didn't know the struggles, right? Nobody knows the real struggles. Um, not that we were putting on a show, but genuinely, I know that me and him did a really good job of raising our children to where they are today, and I mean, he even told me in his letter, he trusts me. He knows that I will continue to do that. And I will. I'm gonna raise them right, and they're not gonna forget their daddy. So,
What, to, like, flip the script a little bit, what's the legacy that you hope to leave your kids?
like, my
Yeah,
legacy?
your legacy.
It's I hate talking about myself because I don't so I'm just gonna use words, adjectives, words that over the last 4 months I've heard
You know what an
from
adjective is?
oh, you know what?
Just kidding. Just kidding.
You know, they did teach us a thing or 2 down there in South
I didn't realize
Georgia.
adjectives made it all the way down there.
That and phonics. I don't think it really helped me that much though, because I still can't pronunciate some I saw Eli, and I enunciated or now enunciated Ellie the other day, and someone's like, "That's Eli, babe." I'm like, "Oh, shit." Phonics.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna use, like, the words that I've heard because I still struggle with thinking that, this is who I am. Um, strength, like, or how strong you can be. Um, so many people, like, word got back to me after the funeral. Some people were like, "Was she on drugs?" Because of I guess because I didn't cry during the recession, whatever you call that when you're standing next to the casket and everybody's coming up. Emery was standing right next to me. She didn't cry either. I don't know what that was. Um, but I think I believe it. Like, my friends have told me, like, I didn't know how strong you actually were. And so many people have said, like, you've amazed me with how you're just able to even get up and put makeup on. And I mean, I'll tell everybody, you're gonna walk past me, you're not gonna physically tell that I am sad and depressed. You're not gonna be able to tell that I'm taking medicine, but on the inside, I'm dying.
Mhm.
Um, um, I hope that my kids know they can do it regardless. I would have never thought that this was gonna be the outcome. You know, it bothers me a little bit. I was getting ready the day of the funeral with my sister in my bathroom, and something just kind of like clicked with me. And I was like, you know what? A lot of the people that are going to be in this room today during his funeral are the same people I haven't seen since our wedding day. And I'm about to walk back down the aisle 12 years later to his funeral. And that hurts. I mean, I've been with him for 17 years, but only married for 12. But we're doing it. I saw so many signs too, like after he passed. I've never really seen signs. I didn't really think that they were ever going to happen to me, but so many signs. And I saw signs before I even realized it was a sign. But like when I have to, like when I talk, like articulate it back and say, hey, like this happened, and I'm giving the details of what happened, it's like clicking with me, like, oh my God, that was a sign, and I didn't even realize it. And that my children get to witness that
Mhm.
firsthand through their mom. And so I think it's just kind of instilling in them a little bit. And I think they know dad's with them, dad's with us. But I guess to land that plane, I think simply put, it's that you are strong enough and you're going to get through it.
Good afternoon. This doesn't feel. This doesn't feel real. met a lot of you today. I'm Scottie, Jordan's more handsome and funnier older brother. When Jordan was little, he was a fairly quiet kid. We even thought maybe he developed a little slower than the average kid, but in reality, I just wouldn't shut up long enough to let him talk. So I find it a little ironic that on a day that's all about him, I'm the one at the microphone. While thinking about how I wanted to honor Jordan and which stories I wanted to tell, I considered all the people who have their own Jordan stories. He made such an impact on people. We're looking around the room. We all have different versions of Jordan that we know, different stories that we hold to. And so instead of telling just personal stories to me, I decided I would rather celebrate I'd rather celebrate the things that Jordan loved. You're probably going to hear it a lot today. Jordan loves sports. He was a great athlete, an avid Bulldogs fan. I often I often thought he was a really good mix of me and my older brother. My older brother also loves sports, and then Jordan and I loved movies and pop culture and things like that. He was a great mix of the two of us. Jordan loved to be entertained. When he was a kid, you'd find him silent in the living room, his hand down his pants, and just drool, making a puddle on the floor while he was just locked into Rugrats or Doug or something. You could, even as an adult, he's gotten better about the hand down his pants, but even as an adult, if there's a TV in the room, he's going to be staring at it. He loved animals. I think his good-natured energy could be felt anywhere he went. We'd go to the zoo, and most people's experience at the zoo is the animals don't really care, but when Jordan was around, the animals are there entertaining and it seemed like his energy just brought that out in people and everyone around him. He loved music. He loved listening to it. Believe it or not, he loved singing it. But only in one specific venue, the shower. If you were lucky enough to be at his house when he was showering, you'd hear him belting out Whitney Houston or Kelly Clarkson or something. Speaking of Kelly Clarkson, he loved a good joke. He loved a great opportunity to razz somebody. If he were up here at the microphone right now in front of all these people, knowing Tyler's in the room, he'd probably find a way to tell everybody that Tyler was the only person in the world that owned the DVD of From Justin to Kelly. But since Jordan's not here, Tyler will keep that between us. Jordan loved community. He loved the people that were around him. He was a natural people pleaser. He was always focused on making sure the people around him were happy. Sometimes to a fault. Brittney can attest to this. It would be annoying sometimes where he wouldn't advocate sometimes for his own wants and needs. He'd go to whatever restaurant you said. He'd go on whatever adventure you had in mind. It's no surprise that his career was built around serving others. And he loved his job. He also loved his family. When he met Brittney, he fell in love with her so fast. It took the family a while to jump on the train, mostly because we couldn't understand her southern accent. But once we figured that out, she was one of us. She's my sister. And then when the kids arrived, there's a whole world. I've been thinking about the legacy that he's leaving behind the past couple of days, and as I've met people that are in his life, people I've heard of, I just think about, I can't wait to see where his legacy spreads, especially in his kids. I can't wait to see which parts of him show up in each of them as they continue to grow. I hope one of them becomes a shower singer just like him. I hope one of them ends up with his weird sense of humor. And I hope, most of all, that all of them grow up to perceive the world the same way he did, trying to see the best in every person he meets. Jordan loved
And he showed it in his actions. He was an unconditional support to me my entire life. Our lives grew distant in the past few years, but we shared so much of our upbringing together that we were always tethered to our resiliency, our shared traumas, our shared laughs, our shared adventures. It's impossible to truly capture someone like Jordan, but again, look around the room. What an impact his life has made. Thank you, Jordan. We're all better people because of you.